Baha'u'llah revealed new teachings that were relevant and required for the development of societies today, dismissed out of hand by world leaders, which it was first enunciated over 160 years ago, is now become the focus of human hope. Equally inescapable is the collapse of moral and social orders, which that same declaration foresaw with awesome clarity. These world leaders that Baha'u'llah wrote to represented the whole world at the time, for some of them have sovereignties over so many countries and vast sections of land, like the Ottoman Empire, the British Commonwealth, to name just two. In Baha'u'llah's letters to these world leaders, he stated that the divine physician has his finger on the pulse of mankind. He perceiveth the disease and prescribeth in his unerring wisdom the remedy. One of these diseases is religious fanaticism and hatred as a world-devouring fire, whose violence none can quench. The hand of divine power can alone deliver mankind from this desolating affliction. And for the remedy, it is for them, these world leaders, to put aside their differences and come together in unity and peace and harmony. Unfortunately for the world, all these leaders except one ignore the all-knowing physician's exhortation. Except Queen Victoria of England. In her response to Baha'u'llah's letter to Her Majesty, she wrote, "If this is of God, it will endure. If not, it do no harm." It definitely endure. And it did no harm to humanity. In fact, it heightened humanity's spiritualities and it advanced its civilization. Today, the world of humanity is in desperate need of an international unity and conciliation. To establish these great fundamental principles, a propelling power is needed. It is self-evident that the unity of humanity and the most great peace cannot be accomplished through material means. It cannot be established through political powers, for political interests of nations are various, and the policies of the people are divergent and conflicting. It cannot be founded on racial and patriotic powers, for these are human powers, selfish and weak. The very nature of racial differences and patriotic prejudices prevent the realization of this unity and agreement. Therefore, the promotion of the oneness of the kingdom of humanity, which is the essence of the teachings of all the prophets and manifestations of God, is impossible except through the divine power and breath of the Holy Spirit. All other powers are too weak, incapable of accomplishing this unity and agreement. For man, 2 wings are necessary. One wing is physical power and material civilization. The other is spiritual power and divine civilization. With one wing only, flight is impossible. 2 wings are necessary. Therefore, no matter how much of the material civilization of man advance, they cannot attain perfection unless uplifted by the divine power and breath of the Holy Spirit. Now concerning our social principles, namely the teachings of His Holiness Baha'u'llah, spread far and wide about more than 160 years ago, has now become. These teachings comprehend all other teachings. It is clear and evident that without these teachings, progress and advancements of mankind are in no wise possible. These teachings are even as the tree that beareth the best fruits of all trees. Philosophers, for instance, find in these teachings the perfect solution for social problems, and similarly as true expositions of matters that pertain to philosophical questions. In like manner, men of faith behold the reality of religions manifestly revealed in these divine teachings, and clearly and conclusively prove them to be the true remedy for the ills and infirmities of all mankind. In like manner, the Baha'i economic principles, the embodiment of the highest aspirations of all wage earning classes and of economists of various schools. In short, all parties and sections of humanity find their aspirations realized in the teachings of Baha'u'llah. These teachings were declared in mosques, in churches, and in other places of worship. Whether they are followers of Buddha or Confucius or Christ or Muhammad or Krishna or Moses or Zoroaster, none find faults in these divine teachings. In fact, when they were proclaimed, all acclaimed the truth in these teachings, acclaimed to be the true remedy for the ills and infirmities of all mankind. Baha'u'llah declared that the earth is but one country and mankind its citizens. But Abdul-Baha lament that mankind rose and divided up this one country into sections of land and put boundaries between them and named them New Zealand, Australia, America, Canada, India, Pakistan, Iraq, Iran, Russia, Ukraine, Japan, and China, Africa, South Africa, and Congo, and Kenya and Uganda, Germany, France, Italy, and England, and so on. And then they fight and kill each other and spill each other's blood for the sake of this piece of land. That if you reflect on our life on this earth, our life on earth is only for a very short time, and then we die, and the piece of land that we spill each other's blood for becomes our resting place forever. In other words, it will become our tomb. Is it conceivable for man, the highest creation of God, spill each other's blood for this piece of land that will become his tomb forever? I don't think so. If an animal kills, it's only for their subsistence. They are not responsible for their actions, because they are deprived of divine reality, which is the soul or the spirit that will give them knowledge and understanding to distinguish what is right from wrong, what is good from evil, what is just from injustice. But when man kills It's not for their subsistence, but for selfish advantage and willful wrong. If you survey the animal kingdoms, they are all in harmony among themselves. The dove are white, red, black, and blue. Notwithstanding the diversity of the color of their feathers, they flock together in unity and harmony and fellowship, making no distinctions among themselves, for they are all doves. Man is intelligent and thoughtful and endowed with the power of the mind. Why then he make distinction between colors and race? There is no sheep that would shun another sheep as if saying, I am white and you are black. They graze together in complete unity and harmony and fellowship. How then can man make distinction between colors and race? Anyone that visited a rose garden will see various roses in different colors. Red roses, pink roses, yellow roses, white roses. They all grow together and replete with adornment. Each one accentuates the beauty of the other. Were they all of only one color, the garden would be monotonous to the eye. Were they all of only red, or only pink, or only white, or only blue, the garden would lack variety and attractiveness. But with various colors of the roses, the garden would be in its utmost beauty. Although we are different in colors, yet, praise be to God, we receive rays from the same sun. From one cloud, rain pours upon us, and we are under the guidance and training of one gardener. And this one gardener is kind to all. If we survey the natural forces that surrounding us, they are all in harmony with each other. The sun is in harmony with the earth which it shines upon. The breezes of the wind is in harmony with the trees. A slight disturbance has occurred in harmony of these natural forces could result in earthquakes, cyclone, fire, or flooding. Imagine disturbances occurred in human society today. Considering the amount of weapons of mass destruction that existed in the world today, it will have an unimaginable devastation. It will have an unimaginable dire consequences. The watch phrase is unity in diversity. I conclude with these words from the Blessed Beauty, His Holiness Baha'u'llah. The peace and security of humanity are unattainable unless and until its unity is firmly established. And again he said, so powerful is the light of unity that it can illuminate the whole earth. Thank you, and I wish you well. Whaftailava, manuela whafongfong mai mala whasausanga Samoa. So i fua.